Hello guys, now we are looking for SDLC, which means Software Development Life Cycle. In that software development life cycle, SDLC is a process used by the software industry. It is most important that we are designing or developing the software. In that SDLC is the main, we can say the part or the that industrial standard which develop the software. There will be a software industry to design, develop and test software. SDLC is a process aims to produce high quality software that meets customer expectation or customer requirement. We can say that the software development should be a complete in the predefined time frame and cost, विच मीन्स जो सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट की समय होता है और जो कॉस्ट होती है उसको डिफाइन करते हुए उसको कंप्लीट करना, ये एस डी एल सी प्रोसेस के थ्रू हम कर सकते हैं. एस डी एल सी कंसिस्ट है डिटेल प्रोसेस दैट एक्सप्लेन हाउ टू प्लान, build and maintain that specific software. In that software we can say that what SDLC need. SDLC की need क्या है वो देखेंगे. Here the prime reason why SDLC is important for developing a software system. It provides a standard set of frameworks for SDLC's activity. Like we can say that agile framework or agile methodology we can use. In that agile methodology we can various types of methodology we can used, like a Kanban, Scrum, etc. are used. SDLC is helpful for project tracking and control, increase and enhance the development speed, which helps to decrease project risks and project management plan overhead. Then after the increased visibility of project planning to all involved stakeholder और जो क्लाइंट होते हैं ऑफ द डेवलपमेंट प्रोसेस, जो भी क्लाइंट का इन्वॉल्वमेंट होता है वो विजिबिलिटी होती है उनको प्रोजेक्ट क्या बन रहा है और क्या नहीं. आफ्टर दैट इम्प्रूव क्लाइंट रिलेशन, जो क्लाइंट को नीड है उस हिसाब से वो बनाया जाता है. इट ऑफर्स अ बेसिक फॉर प्रोजेक्ट प्लानिंग एंड शेड्यूलिंग and estimating. In that phase, in SDLC, requirement gathering and analysis, there is the most important phase of that SDLC process where the requirement, what client want, actual want, then we can that gather whole information from the client side. We means BA, business analyst, gather whole information from the client side, and then after he will be analyzed, or BA will be analyzed, he or she will be analyzed that process of that information, what actually what client actually want. Then after the designing designing part also come. In that designing part, the senior architecture, project manager will are included, so they will be designing that project scenario, project portfolio. Then after the development team will be code for that, we can say that development team will be designing same what the senior architecture will be designed on that portion, from front page to last page of that website. So then after the testing part come. In that testing, each and every minute bugs of that software, that project, or we can say that domain, we can the tester will be testing on that project from initial level to end to end testing. Then after the development or installation phase will become, which will be deployed on that server. Then after the maintenance part, after whole process come, then after they will provide maintenance to the client. It is a process C, how SDLC will be run or do. Then after the RDC TDM, which will be required, or a traceability matrix will be designed for requirement analysis or system designing. Then after the implementation part comes. Then after the testing, after development, deployment and maintenance part also come. See, In that requirement analysis, we can say that we have to collect and understand the requirement of the means client. Normally BA, business analyst, is a project and project manager and product manager are involved in that phase. They will talk to the customer and get whole requirement from the client side or customer side, and prepare a certain number of documents like a BRS, business requirement system, or SRS, system requirement system specification. This stage gives a clear picture of the scope of the entire project and forecast issues, which will be a how we can designing that like in that PDF form or HTML format. The BA will be designing, or a BA will be gather, or a project manager will be elaborate that uh, forecast issues, then help companies to finalize the necessary timeline to finish the work of the system. Then after the designing part comes. In that designing part, we can see that that helps to define the overall system architecture. In that phase, both system and software designing documents are prepared. Then after the requirement specification document, which will be SRS, or we can say BRS. In that phase, we can study all the BRS and SRS plan. Then design phase serves as an input for the next phase of the model, which means we can study of that model, and then after which module or which phase that main after main module there will be a sub module. So which sub module will become after the login. For example, we can set that login page, then after the home page will be seen. So they will be designed like that flow. It contains documents like DDS, design document specification, or TDD, technical design document. There are two kinds of designing document developed by phase. First is a high level designing, which will be HLD. We can say that brief description and name of each and every module. Then outline of the functionality of each every module. Then integration between modules, which means the after email ID. For example, we can consider that there will be a login page, so there will be email, then after password, then after button. It will be integrate each and every module, we can say that. Then database table and identify along with their key elements. After the complete architecture diagram along with technical details, we can held with high level designing. Then after low level designing, which will be LLD. Actually, the functional logic, which will be how to we can enter the data on that. On that means we can consider that login functionality, where we can put email ID, then after the password, then we can set that click. So actual functional logic will be designing on low level designing part. Then after the complete inputs and outputs for each and every module, then complete details of the integration and interfaces, which will be that which kind of email ID, which means numeric, alphanumeric, or characters we can put. Then in password related field, we can say that alphanumeric, numeric. hold the access Hold the access of that password, which will include 8 digit or fix that 8 digit, 6 digit password. So it will become under the that integration and interfaces module. Then address of all types of dependency issue. Then list of error message will be shown on that low level designing. Then database tables, which including type and size. ECP or BVA, which will be designed on low level designing. Then after the we can come on coding part. Once the system design phase is over, the next part is phase is a coding. एक बार जो आर्किटेक्चर प्लान पूरा कंप्लीट हो गया डिजाइनिंग करने के बाद में, so developer comes to the part of the coding. In that phase, developers start that to build the entire system by writing code using the choosing programming language, any language like a Python, Java, any language, PHP. They will be comfortable for that, or client will be understand, as well as that development team will be able to that designing that part. So they will be use JS, etc. Things are comes on that flow. In that coding phase, take tasks are divided into units or modules are assigning to various developer, which will be some parts are doing some development team, and some part on that project, some part doing that another development team. So they will be divided each and every unit or module and assigned to various developers. It is the longest phase of that software development life cycle process. Yes, it is a very long process of that designing that software in SDLC. In that phase, the developer needs to follow certain predefined coding guidelines. Then after the use of programming tools like compilers, interpreters and debuggers to generate and implemented the code. Testing, then after come in testing part portion. Once the software is complete, it is developed to the testing environment. This testing team start testing and functionality of the entire system, which will be each and every module will be checked from starting point to end of that web page. This is done to verify that entire application works according their customer requirements. Yes, they will be check each and every web element or each and every part of that project or domain. We can say that they will test each and every minute test as per the client requirement. Then during this phase, QA and testing team may find some bugs, defects, which will be communicated to developers. They will find some bugs and defects, so they will be communicated to developers. There will be a bug, so you can resolve that bug or defect. So that website will be, or that page will be that we can say that improve correctly, and we can say fix that bugs. So the development team fix that bugs and send up back to QA to retest. We in that testing language, they will be tester will be said that retest or a regression test. They will be develop. They will be do on that. This process continues until the software is a bug free and stable and working according their business or a need of that system. Then deployment process are come. Deployment means which will be on server side or install on the client side. Once the software testing phase is over and no bugs or error are left in the system, then the final development process starts based on the feedback given by the project manager. जो कि प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर हरी झंडी देने के बाद में वी कैन से दैट वो फाइनल हो जाता है प्रोजेक्ट, एंड एज वेल एज जो क्लाइंट की रिक्वायरमेंट है वो पूरी तरीके से फुलफिल होने के बाद में ही वो प्रोजेक्ट को डिप्लॉय किया जाता है ऑन दिस डिप्लॉयमेंट सर्वर और क्लाइंट साइड सर्वर. सॉफ्टवेयर इज रिलीज टू चेक देयर डिप्लॉयमेंट इशू इफ एनी. उसमें चेक भी किया जाता है कुछ रिलीज करने के बाद में कुछ इशू है क्या, by senior level tester. Then after maintenance part come. In that maintenance, we can say that once the system is deployed and customers start using that system, the following three activities may occur, like a bug fixing. जो भी बग्स आते हैं उसको एज अ टेस्टर वो बग्स जो मेंटेनेंस में होता है वो बग फिक्स करना, और डेवलपर का भी काम होता है कुछ बग्स को वेरीफाई करते हुए उसको रीमॉड्यूल करना, रीजनरेट करना. Then upgrading all application as a new version of the software. Like we can update some versions. For example, if our product is a Facebook or some so we need some changes like in that like button. So there will be like, first we can see that like, but there will be a thumbnail are come. So that kind of changes are comes in upgraded software, any software. Then enhancement, adding some new features, or the C, adding some new features on that existing software. And that is a flow of SDLC. In that which SDLC model is best, so there will be a SDLC models are also come, so that we can say see, first of all there is a no model that we can consider as the best for the software development process. See, there will be no model actually, but nowadays agile methodology, or some in that agile methodology we can say that the requirement of client side we can gather various steps and changing that requirement of that client each and every phase. So we can use agile methodology is currently is the most popular and widely used for the software organization in the model after. In this model after every deployment stage sprint, which means sprint, the user is able to see whether the product meets his requirement or not. By this way, the risks and reduce to continuous changes are done depending on the client feedback, जिसका मतलब है कि हर बार इन दैट अजाइल मेथोडोलॉजी जो क्लाइंट की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है वो हर स्प्रिंट में क्लाइंट आके खुद उसको जो प्रोडक्ट होता है वो उसके तरीके से बन रहा है या नहीं वो चेक करता है, और उस तरीके से ही उसका प्रोडक्ट बनना चाहिए वो अंडरस्टैंड करता है, और उसके ही वे से वो प्रोडक्ट चलना चाहिए ये वो चेक करता है। उस तरीके से ही जो भी टीम है सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट बना रही है वो उस पे काम कर रही है अथवा नहीं, ये चेक किया जाता है through that agile methodology. So we can edit some new functionality or some features on that through agile methodology. So, is that video for the SDLC, which means the software development life cycle module. if हाँ, अगर आपको मेरा वीडियो अच्छा लगा प्लीज लाइक सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर दैट वीडियो प्लीज।